Heists are the heart and soul of GTA Online. They're how you make big money, pull off insane stunts, and have the most chaotic fun. But not all heists are created equal. Some are a total grind, some are just pure chaos, and a few are absolute masterpieces. But there have been over 20 heists and contracts in the entire span of the 12 years this game has been out. So I'm ranking every single one from worst to best based on their profit, fun factor, replayability, and their solo friendliness. So buckle up because this list might spark some debate. Let's kick things off in the garbage tier, starting with the OG headaches. First up we have Prison Break. Conceptually, it's classic GTA. You're busting somebody out of prison, piloting planes, sneaking around, it's perfect. In reality, it's a nightmare, especially for solo players and with randoms. This heist is infamous for the headaches that it causes with random players. The payout is just under $900,000 on hard mode, and split 4 ways, that is barely $225,000 per player. And if someone bails mid-mission, that is restart city. It's frustrating, slow, and honestly, it hasn't aged well. Next, we have Series A funding. Trevor, you're fun in story mode, but here, it just doesn't work for me. The setup missions drag on. The finale is just driving simulator across the city, which we already hate enough from constant missions from our businesses, and once again, the payout is split 4 ways. There's some nostalgia in here, but in today's economy, this one is a chore more than a heist to have fun. And finally, in the garbage tier, we have Humane Labs Raid, a slightly better payout with $1.1 million, again split with 4 people. And the finale has some variety. You swim through tunnels, you fight Merryweather, you steal a Valkyrie, but it also has the exact same concept as the story mode mission, just ripped off in a online version. But the setups are long, the player requirements are high, and the risk of somebody quitting mid-heist is still very much there. Again, a solid concept, but a poor execution when it comes to modern players. Now we're going to move up into the mid tier, and we'll start with the Fleecer Job. This one is quick, simple, and a 2-player heist. It has a lot of nostalgia which hits hard in this one, because it was the very first heist in the game with the lineup of the original heists. And sure, the payout is low at $250k, but this time you can split it with 2 people, and it is over in 25 minutes or less. And with the final chase between the cargo bob and the police, that escape is one of the cooler getaways that we've had in the game. This one is fast, reliable, and fun if you want a quick heist, and I guess I'm blinded by nostalgia by putting it in mid tier. Then we've got the Pacific Standard Job, the OG big bank heist that made 2015 feel epic. Breaking into a huge vault, escaping on bikes, parachuting to a boat, it's cinema. The payout at $1.8 million on hard mode is again split between 4 people. However, this one is solid, fun, but super heavy when it comes to the setups, and it's not exactly the fastest way to make cash if you're solo. But the only reason I've put this in mid tier is because this was one of those heists that actually felt like a heist. And next up we have the Chop Shop robberies. Now I'm going to count these as an actual heist because, again, like the Dr. Dre contract and the Cluck and Bell farm raid, those go into the heist category in my opinion. These consist of weekly vehicle heists with a mix of fun and frustration. The payouts range from $250 to $400k, but you can only do 3 per week. The setups are also straightforward though, but the limited pool and the slow grind will keep them from ranking any higher. Don't get me wrong, some of the elements and mechanics of these missions themselves are actually really unique and give some variety to the game, so that's why I've kept it in this tier. And then we have the Doomsday Heist Act 1. Data breaches. You're going to be teaming up with Lester and the IAA, stealing data, flying Deluxos, and taking down a massive jet plane. It is cool, but the prep missions are long and you need a facility to start it up. The payout isn't terrible. You get $1.2 million on hard mode, but the time investment keeps it firmly in mid tier. And finally, we have the Diamond Casino Heist Aggressive Approach. This one is one of those brain dead approaches if you are doing the casino heist. It's loud, chaotic, but it is also fun when you want a couple of laughs. And this is definitely not a heist that you go for to be efficient. You instantly alert security, you get shot at, which nosedives your payout, and it takes a heavy hit. It's definitely a heist that you are going to do for the thrill rather than the cash. Next, we're starting the good tier. Here we have the Oscar Guzman Flies Again missions. This is technically a mini heist series with a bunch of aerial chaos. You have drone hacking, stealing aircraft, piloting a mogul, and a Titan gunship. The variety here is great. It's also completely solo friendly, fast, and it can net you 750,000 on hard mode in less than 1 hour. Some of the prep missions do drag on, but overall, it's a fun, polished experience. This is one of those mission strands that offered a huge amount of variety in terms of the mechanics and the mission design. Rockstar added a huge wave of freedom in this new update, so these missions are definitely being ranked higher in favor of that. Next up is the FIB files from the Agents of Sabotage update. These are short, sweet, and compact, with the payout around 200,000 per mission, plus the bonuses if you actually complete those. The locations, however, just feel recycled. I will give them the benefit of the doubt. The mechanics aren't groundbreaking, but they definitely feel unique and add some variety to the otherwise bland missions that are the FIB files. But again, it's reliable money and very solo friendly if you want to do these contracts every once in a while to make some quick cash and also have a little bit of fun. Then we have the auto shop contracts. There are 7 of these in total and they are all completely solo friendly. These are quick missions that I actually enjoy a lot. I've made over $15 million from these missions alone, and it's the reason why I think the auto shop is one of the best businesses. They are super easy to do, and one of the standout ones is the ECU job, where you rob a train, some of the Red Dead Redemption 2 vibe. And of course, we can't forget the Union Depository contract. This is an actual heist, if you know what I'm saying. It takes a lot of the vibe and aspect from the Union Depository heist in story mode. That big finale where we all steal the gold as a crew, it gives that exact same vibe, with its own little twist. And this one pays $300,000 as well. It's a repetitive grind if you farm it non-stop, but it is solid efficiency and decent payouts, which make them good tier material. Just don't grind these too often, because although they are fast and easy money, they definitely burn out real quick. And finally, in the good tier, we have Doomsday Heist Act 2, the Bogdan Problem, and Act 3, the Doomsday Scenario. Act 2 is my personal favorite. You raid a submarine in a Strongberg, you hack data, and it's all underwater chases and a really unique twist on what we hadn't seen before in the game. This was our first introduction to a submarine, which, let's be real, we are all sick of now thanks to the Cayo Perico heist. But it is fast, it is intense, and again, you can do this with 2 players. The payout is $1.8 million on hard mode, which does bump it up there with one of the better Doomsday heists. Now, Act 3 is a cinematic masterpiece when it comes to chaos. You have jetpacks, orbital cannons, invisible juggernauts, and a full underground facility hidden in Mount Chiliad. How could you not get better than that? The payout is $2.25 million, and it is an incredible experience for the first time, but too long and team dependent for solo grinders. And my same gripe that I have with all of the Doomsday heists is the amount of grind it takes to complete the setups. These setups are so frustrating and tedious that it can take up to 2 to 3 hours just to complete some setup missions. Nobody wants that. They want to dive straight into the action and get paid. But either way, it's definitely fun to complete for your first time. I highly recommend going through all Doomsday strands if you haven't tried them already. It's a breath of fresh air compared to what we have in the game right now. Now we're getting into the cream of the crop. Starting in the best tier, I have put the Diamond Casino Heist Big Con and Silent and Sneaky approaches. It's stealthy, predictable, and profitable. Big Con lets you walk right in disguised, steal the loot, and walk back out again. It's totally relaxed. It's one of my personal favorite approaches for this heist, and it's one that I rinsed for years when I grinded this. It's my favorite because it is so efficient and fast to complete, and you get a high payout every time. Silent and Sneaky is just the same, this time with a ninja experience. Suppressed guns, and you walk in there with night vision, taking down guards carefully. You obviously have to know the routes and the camera placements if you master the heist correctly. But when you do that, it's a fun and solid grind. Either approach is still more efficient and fun than aggressive in my opinion, with potential payouts of up to 3.6 million if you of course snag the diamonds, which everybody wants to try and get whenever Rockstar decides to release them. Next up we have the Cluckenbell Farm Raid. This one is short, solo friendly and beginner friendly. You can make 500k in under 45 minutes, and the best part about this heist is that there is no property requirement needed. You do not need a business or a heist location to start it up. Instead, you can dive straight in and start making money instantly, which is why it is so good for beginners. Nobody had this experience when they were starting out all those years ago in the game. It was rough. There is also lots of weapon and vehicle loadout options, which gives you so much freedom in the finale. You can go in there loud, you can go in there stealth, hidden inside of a Cluckenbell box. You can do whatever you want. The freedom and variety for the finale is great. An underrated gem for efficiency, and it's also fun to do. Next up, you knew it was coming, we have the Cayo Perico heist, the modern GTA Online money-making legend. It's extremely solo friendly, there is multiple entry points, and the variety and freedom that you have to complete this heist is insane. You can go in on a submarine, you can go in on a boat, or you can go in on a plane and parachute onto the island. There are so many entry points into the compound that if you play this heist over and over again, you can find different ways every single time. There is also an entirely new island for us to explore, which we have never seen before in the game, and when this released, everybody was all over it. And due to its flexible approaches, stealth, loud, vehicle based, it's one of my favorites. You can net over $1 million per hour as a solo player if you master the tricks and methods. The prep missions are so fast to do that you can get this done in less than 40 minutes if you complete it over and over. The finale is smooth and the replayability is unmatched. This heist completely changed the meta for grinding in GTA Online, which is why it deserves its staple in the best tier. And finally, my personal favorite at number 1, we have the Dr. Dre contract. The mission variety throughout the Nightlife League, the High Society League, and the South Central League offers so much variety in this heist that it was a breath of fresh air when I first played it. It also has really well thought out and clever story moments, especially with Franklin and Lamar, and even the cinematic cutscenes with Dr. Dre. I still can't believe they got this guy to collaborate in a GTA Online update, but boy, was it pulled off right. The payout is $1 million for just under 90 minutes of work. Again, if you master it properly. It's not about efficiency, it's about sheer enjoyment. This is by far one of the most fun, challenging, and story-driven heists in the game. It's also solo friendly, which just puts that cherry on top. And overall, it's a blast from start to finish. And the reason this gets the top tier compared to when I put it in my last tier list, because now with a recent update, we are able to skip cutscenes that we no longer want to watch. My biggest complaint with this contract was having to constantly watch cutscenes that we'd already seen 1,000 times before, and it was getting frustrating to say the least. But now, we no longer have that problem, which just makes it even better. If I had to pick the ultimate GTA Online heist experience in 2025, this one would be it. And that wraps up my full ranking for every heist in GTA Online in 2025. I know some of you will definitely disagree. Maybe you love Prison Break, or you think Pacific Standard deserves a higher spot, and that's totally fine. Let me know your top picks, your worst complaints about the heists, or your personal solo strategies that you use in the comments below. If you did enjoy this deep dive, then I have plenty more rankings on the channel, which you can check out for my business ranking tier list on screen now. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.